Hey guys.
Hey, gamer.
Hi Julianne Gamer.
Hiya.
I know guys, we can't stop talking about this. I can't wrap my head around this. And there's more to come. But first, hey Vanilla, I got your messages today in Discord. I saved them to my desktop. Very interesting, scary stuff. What's in my head, Kenny? Oh, you're gonna see. I'm just mind blown over this whole doll situation. Like I don't think I've ever heard anything in my entire 19 years of being alive. 19 years. I got a lot in my head, but first I want to talk about Leticia Stauch because I have a little obsession with her.
Same.
She is like when she passes away, whatever age she may be, that woman's brain needs to be completely dissected. Naughty thoughts are in my head, Kenny. Always naughty thoughts. I'll tell
Just
you what's.
remember, you've got to know when to hold them and you've got to know when to fold them, okay?
Love it.
Do you remember that letter, Kaz, from Leticia Stauch when she said to the judge, when he says, "Do you know what you're doing?" When she wanted to represent herself, hey Patty GB, and she says, "Judge, I know when to hold them and I know when to fold them."
Yeah, and I won't give anything away because I know what else is coming up about us. So I'm gonna zip.
Oh, Kenny, don't you worry. We have some on the My Little Pony guy after the Leticia thing.
Ugh.
Oh God.
I don't know. Maybe we should do the My Little Pony guy first. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Hi,
It's
Kim.
up to you now.
No, let's talk about Leticia real quick. I found it interesting. She was actually in court today. She actually showed up in court. Imagine that. I'm so excited that I can't even figure out what button I need to push. Like, I am like, the video that Kaz sent that we're going to show you guys after, a few things that we found, like on the dark web too. It's not illegal, guys, to go on the dark web. Just remember that. I'm going to wait a couple more minutes. In the flesh more. Which one, GB? The diapers that Freakbot may have been for him. I don't know. I think he was really wanting a baby doll, but there are some really weird baby doll fetishes. And we spoke a little bit earlier about how he was posting pictures of putting his baby dolls in awkward positions. Iconic. You got to talk about that. I don't want to laugh and embarrass myself.
You want me to talk about the doll fetish?
Well, no, where they were saying about the what he was doing with his doll positions,
Oh,
what
yeah.
he was posting.
There was a page, I guess, one of his pages that he had dedicated to, I guess, the more gnarly side of his dolls. We've seen them packaged and him posing with them, but this was a totally different situation. The whole thing is super uncomfortable.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that because we dug a little bit deep into the web and found some really scary stuff of a world that I didn't even know exists. But I will tell you something very strange, is that everyone now seems to be putting their Cleo Bratz dolls for sale on eBay. That to me is really freaking strange, man.
It's gross.
You cannot make this up. Let's just get into the quick points. I'm not going to open up like all the threads and stuff. I just want to go into the basics of my Leticia Evil Stauch. I'm still mad her mom never called me. Like, what is her problem? Okay. So he starts off. Spencer says, Judge Warner, this is 8 hours ago. Judge Warner comes in, all rise. The DA pipes up, says he understands. Leticia Stauch will say not guilty. Leticia's lawyer, Mr. Tolini, says yes, not guilty on all counts. Spencer says this is the first time in months we have seen her in court in person. Before this, it has been over video call if she even stayed around. Sounds like when Judge Warner said he had to be there, she had to be there, he meant it. Shows a picture of the courthouse. He's hanging out in the hallway, ready for the scheduled hearing, the plea hearing. Supposed to start at 1:30, and it sounds like the DA will talk later. So Mr. Tolini says he is going to introduce evidence of Leticia Stauch's mental condition after the disappearance of Gannon, not an insanity plea, just evidence to be submitted. What in God's earth could that possibly be?
The district attorney actually did an interview after she was in court, Mom, and he explained that.
Oh, I know, but I'm saying until we find out what that is, I'm curious of what people think they could be thinking. I think she's completely a nutter butter. I think she actually needs to go share a room with the guy in Kansas.
She's loony.
Yeah,
They would
she.
make a great couple.
Oh, behave, iconic.
I do not like that lady at all.
I don't think many people do, sweetie.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly didn't think she was going to be competent enough to stand trial. So then he says, let me just check out this thread real quick. So Mr. Tolini defense team have just walked up, but the courtroom isn't open yet. They're waiting outside. Landon, Gannon's mother, is here too, dressed in blue as usual. She's also got a Sonic the Hedgehog face mask on. Aww. Fly high, G-Man. Masks are required in the courthouse. The DA and Al have just walked in too. Doors are open. Sounds like we're headed in soon. I'm sitting right behind the attorney's seats on the left side of the room. Gannon Stauch's family is seated on the right side as usual. We are just playing the waiting game at this point. I'll let you know when things get moving. And Leticia just walked in. She's sitting right in front of me. She's in the standard orange El Paso County jumpsuit. Hair is long, well past her elbows. She's seated next to Mr. Tolini. All eyes on the right side of the room are on her. This is the first time in months that we've seen her, which she says. Judge Warner, all rise. Mr. Tolini's going to introduce the evidence. I'm really not good with Twitter, but I'm going to try to stay on top of these threads of where I'm at. Did I screw it up yet? Okay, this one right here. So then the DE says they need to report of what the evidence and issue might be so they can prepare. 6-week trial expected right after spring break, March 28th. Wait, that's the wrong thread, guys. Hang on, I'm horrible at Twitter. Let me look at chat one sec. Do you guys, how does Twitter work? Do you go from the bottom? Do you go to the top?
I actually don't have a Twitter, so I am no help to you there.
Okay, one sec. Let me see.
I'm pretty sure it goes top to bottom, Ma.
Yeah, this is the thread that we just read. I don't know why they just don't put everything out like in a. Because it goes from that thread. Let me go to the bottom. Maybe it's the bottom to the top. I think that's the problem with. No, that's the end of it.
The comments are saying the top is the newest.
All right, let's go to the top. Start over, Spencer. So this is 6 hours ago. This is 8. This is 8. This is 8. This is 8. So see, it goes back, but then the threads.
Vanilla says go to bottom, select show this thread, and then you can work your way down.
Okay. Let me just get back to where. Okay, I see where we're. Okay. Okay. Tisha walked in. Okay. Here we go. Thank you. Okay, so then it says DA says if they're going to bring up mental health again, Leticia should be tested in the state mental hospital again where she passed competency twice. Mr. Tolini says it's up to the judge on where she's evaluated. Again, this is not an insanity plea move. So they want to evaluate her again.
I'm good with that.
Why? She's
Well,
had 2 evaluations. Hey,
here's my
Benson.
reason. That was from the defense team, but later on, should she get charged and
She's been
prosecuted, we don't need any
evaluated by
appeals.
the state and she has been evaluated by the defense team, and they both found her competent to stand trial.
I think it's just a way for them to be sure that should she try to come back on an appeal later, they've already dotted all the I's and marked the T's. That woman's not going anywhere.
So Tolini makes it clear this is specifically within a timeline right after the disappearance of Gannon, not before. Judge says he agrees she needs to go through an evaluation too, but says it's odd. It's for that specific time chunk. DA says it might be that it's not even relevant in the trial because if she's being charged for crimes and they are talking about her competency after the alleged crime, it might not matter. Judge mulling it over. He's got his head back, thinking, silent for about 10 seconds. I see this creating an intimidate evaluation issue. They will want to talk to her about the circumstance of the crimes too. Tolini. And we would object to that. Spencer says, well, no, might be beneficial to set a date in 3 weeks to check back in, Tolini says. Under this, it does not trigger the typical state hospital evaluation. He claims this is not an insanity plea evaluation, so it can and go through other channels besides a state hospital. What is she pulling? Maybe she's just trying to prolong stuff and make a show like she's always trying to do.
Who knows with that nutcase?
Oh my gosh, I absolutely love her though. I hate what she did, but she's she is something else. I think one of the best parts ever too was when she literally got out of her shackles and tried to escape the van in Kansas when they were transporting her to Colorado. Like literally gets out of her shackles and attacks one of the deputies in the van.
She's
Doc,
absolutely insane.
Dr. Stauch. So the DA argues that the court should ask the defense proof of what they are trying to do and what it is being used for. Judge disagrees, says he knows it only impacts after the homicide was allegedly admitted. Remember, they denied all charges in the case. From a common sense standpoint, it might be understandable. So I think I understand where they are coming from. It seems to me it would be best to have it in custody at the CJC. I frankly have not seen something raised quite this way. Not that it is improper, just that it creates some legal issues. My thought is you brief what it is. What is that? My thought is you brief what it is that you want, and we meet again in 3 weeks and make a plan. Leticia Stauch has said nothing, just shifting in her seat back to back, now leaning back in her chair, slightly slouched. Family is just looking dead ahead. The judge says, the more info you can disclose about what you're doing, the less I'll unintentionally expose what you're doing while asking you questions in front of the DA. December 9th is the next meeting, 1:30 p.m. That's to check their plan for this new evidence. Now let me look at chat. New evidence? Are we kidding right now? Evidence that she is a nutter butter? We know she's a nutter butter. Maybe she's someone who refuses to say she has behavioral health issues, and so she won't let her attorneys use the insanity plea. Vanilla, have you ever seen the letters that she wrote to the judge? Kaz, have you read those letters?
I did a while ago.
We
The,
read them to each other for fun the other day just because we were feeling like making fun of Leticia.
well, not fun of her in a mean way, but we were pulling out the PDF files of her letters to the judge where you just
The
can't
way
make it
she
up.
speaks, it is somewhat entertaining. I have to say it.
Yeah, recap a little of the letter. What was that one part that we were laughing so hard about? Besides the know when to fold them.
Um, I don't know, from the part where she's trying to break out and she's measuring herself with broom handles, and this might sound audacious.
She said she said to the to her neighbor in the cell. She passes her the letter and says, "I'm gonna pay you like what was it, $75,000." She goes, "You gotta help me break out. I measured the window and I know I can fit through, and I'm gonna bust it out with the broom handle."
They're passing me threats in my peanut butter.
Oh yes, she said, "You know what, Vanilla? I'm not going to get into the letters tonight, but I promise you, I'm going to make a video tomorrow, and I will do the readings of her letters because she said that they were passing her threats in her peanut butter. She's scared of her life. And what was it about the phone or oh, what was it?
She said they were spying on her.
The death threats in the peanut butter you couldn't make up. And her rights, her constitutional rights. Okay, let's get back into this so we can get into the really freaky good stuff. Not good, but something I've never thought I would experience in my life. Okay, where are we? Okay, so the DA makes another bid for access to what they are doing in order to combat what they will present. The judge says, not yet. I want to see what Mr. Tolini files. I agree there is a waiver, just not sure how far it goes. So he will work with him, but there's red tape. Defense team worries speedy trial could be hold up, saying it might not be moving fast enough, and then there's trouble. Mr. Tolini speaks up against his own team, says he's not worried about it. No idea how long this could take, so I think the court has the ability to move the time out if we need. Judge says he thinks the time clock is on right now, but he's not super clear if he will be able to move it forward. Sounds like we are in some unfamiliar territory for all. The DA also saying there might need to be some limiting parts to this evidence so any findings won't affect more than the time span they are talking about. Basically saying if there was something they found, the jury didn't get confused and think it counted before the alleged crimes. All rise. Today's meeting is over. Mr. Tolini pats Leticia Stauch on the back. They walk out, her shackles clinking as she goes. Clink, clink, kiddity, clink. I'm surprised she didn't have her hair braided back with the Kotex stickers holding it together. I'm walking out now to speak with the DA. Think we are trying to stream this live on our KKTV Facebook. I'll let you know when I get down there. And I will have a look at that in a second to see if I can find what Mike said. I think he is going to eat Leticia Stauch up for breakfast at DA. And I don't think he can wait for the day. I'll find it though.
It's on Facebook, Ma.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna go to Facebook. I'll get it. I might just go ahead and put that into my Leticia Stauch judge letters tomorrow. Let me go see how long this thing is. Hang on a second.
Kenny says her peanut butter is nuts too.
Oh, it was crazy. She's in fear of her safety. People are threatening her, putting things in her peanut butter. All right, let me find KKTV. Is that KKTV 11? Let's see. Could be, yeah, Colorado. Here we go. I smell a skunk. I have a little skunk that comes to my house every night, and he comes around and he cleans up the chicken crumbles and their leftover treats and stuff. But tonight I think he's being a mean little ass because he just sprayed, and I can smell it.
He's still cute. I saw the picture.
All right, I'm looking for the video. Oh my gosh. Let me just share this. Look at this. You can't make this up. Every time you open up something and the news pops on, look at this. A Colorado man was arrested after investigators say he set his mother's house on fire while trying to get rid of cobwebs with a blowtorch.
Wow. The caveman, I'm sorry.
I'm looking for the 4 hours ago. And I think we might have found it. Look at my little Leticia. But this was
That's the one.
let's see what this is. Hang on guys. What happened? What happened? How do you make it big into the full screen?
Courthouse where Spencer Wilson is joining us now. Spencer's been on.
Let me get my volume up, guys. Check your eardrums, guys. Hang on. Let me just go down a little bit. I think 100 might blow you guys right out of the side chat. Let me mic down.
Yeah, we'll be all right. It'll be fine.
Okay, welcome into the 11 Breaking News Center. As I'm sure many of you know, earlier this afternoon, Leticia Stauch pleading not guilty in the charge of murder. She's facing 12 other charges related to the disappearance and death of her 11-year-old stepson, Gannon Stauch. We're going to go live outside the El Paso County Courthouse, where Spencer Wilson is joining us now. Spencer's been on top of this every step of the way since Gannon went missing in January of last year. Spencer, how did it all go down this morning?
John, a lot of stuff happened this morning, actually. First of all, the fact that Leticia Stauch made a physical appearance in court today. It hasn't happened for months, but we do know that Judge Gregory Warner asked her she needed to be there this time. In order to enter her plea. She didn't speak up herself today. Mr. Her defense attorney, actually ended up saying that she was pleading not guilty on all charges, like you said, but for her to physically be in that room changed the
All right, mister, can you please stop freezing on us?
atmosphere for everyone involved, both the media where we're sitting, both the family sitting on the right side, and even the attorneys. There was a different air in court today. Another important aspect, we got the trial date, or at least what they've set it as right now. It's going to be March 28th. Of course, with this case, things can go back and forth. They can extend. There's a lot of different things going into this. And so while that is technically what's going to happen, the 28th of March, who knows if that's actually going to stay that way. And one of the things that could come up and actually bump that date out is the defense asked if they could add some evidence. In this case, being a mental evaluation. Now, when people heard mental evaluation, they said, Leticia Stauch, she's already been cleared for competency twice, as is required if they bring that question up. This is not for an insanity defense plea. This is not for a competency issue. This is something different. And the whole case of this is they're not quite telling us what it is yet. So we don't have all the answers, but it sounds like they're trying to ask some questions about her mental state, specifically after the disappearance. So not before the disappearance, after the disappearance, which if you're trying to use that as a defense, you could draw the lines and parallels saying that it would only really count for those charges that happened after his alleged murder. So a lot of interesting questions out here today, a lot of new stuff we learned. It all just depends on how it's going to shake out in terms of that timeline for March 28th.
And speaking of timeline, I want to encourage our viewers, go to kktv.com. In the working article, we have lots of coverage on this, including the arrest papers that 11 News obtained from police for the affidavit and probable cause of arresting Leticia Stauch. We also have Spencer's original interview that he did with Leticia after Gannon went missing, but before she was charged in her death, and that is a fascinating watch as well. Spencer, you about covered everything that I was going to get to in terms of the questions that we had today. Just anything that we need to know going forward. I know you spoke with Michael Allen, the district attorney, kind of after that plea went in. Anything else we need to know going forward? And I guess the next date that we're looking at is when they're going to decide this evidence about Leticia's mental competency again.
Yeah, that'll be in January is when they're doing the planning situation for what's actually going to happen, what they're able to request, what the district attorney will be able to know about the request from the defense. So they're going to hash all that out in January. We won't know what's happening until that point. But the only last thing with talking with Michael Allen, the district attorney, afterwards, is talking about how this is going to be a 6-week trial compared to those 2 weeks for a standard homicide case. That just goes into that being so much information about this, potentially a lot of different witnesses coming from multiple different states, considering they found Gannon's body in Florida. There's a lot that goes into this. And so therefore, they're allotting as much time as possible. He also gave me the heads up that they don't think they're going to have a problem getting enough people here in El Paso County to serve on that jury and be impartial at the same time, which would be a challenge considering how many people are familiar with this case. John.
Spencer Wilson reporting from outside the El Paso County Courthouse. Follow along with us on kktv.com for continuing coverage of this. And Spencer will be joining Adam and Lindsay at 4 on 11 News at 4 on the TV side of things for more. Spencer, great stuff as always. Thanks.
Thanks, John.
And again, we do encourage you guys, if you're watching on Facebook, you can jump over to kktv.com.
Yep, she's going to go see if she can mentally handle the situation again. I don't think that she should have that opportunity personally, but that's my own thoughts.
Just as long as she ends up in jail for hopefully the rest of her life, I'm happy.
You know, maybe they're trying to figure out if she should end up in a jail, open population type of jail, or more like a I'm a little nutty type of jail.
Is there a difference?
I don't know. I just know that she's definitely not all there. I mean, the things that she says is even the video of the last time she was in court, like 3 times ago, she was in the cell and she was walking back and forth. It's on one of my videos, and she was going, uh.
I don't know. From what I hear, going into a mental hospital in that sort of way, where it's like a criminal type situation, is just as bad, if not worse, than prison because it's an indefinite amount of time and the conditions can be even worse. So, I mean, at this point, she's really not good either way.
Hey, Shredder. We just went over the Leticia Stauch. She had her little trial today where she pled not guilty and she was in shackles, clinking, and they are going to send her back to another mental evaluation. I don't know how they're going to do it. They'll let us know. I don't think that she should. I think she needs to go to trial. They said it will be about 2 weeks. And that is one that I am not missing. But that letter to the judge, 1 second. Okay, and then we are getting ready to jump into, how would you even explain the Cleo update we're about to give?
Well, I can tell you how I came across.
Okay, Kaz, but you can't give away the
No, I
special
won't.
video. Okay.
I won't. My girlfriend who lives in Kalgoorlie actually sent me this. So here's me with a migraine watching this. I was, oh, wow, I've got to send this to Ma. And I did.
I'm dying to see it.
And now, Iconic, you have to explain the other updates as far as the doll situation.
Well, we're going to be looking at doll fetishism a little bit tonight. Apparently, that is a whole thing in itself. And I am not ready to really go down that road, but I think it's pretty much necessary. We kind of have to.
She said it's necessary.
Oh, you're like, we have to go down this path. I've never read anything or heard anything like this. Yeah, you're right.
Well, because what I couldn't understand was what he was doing with the dolls. Did he just want Cleo to have a real doll? But then let me open the one thing that bothered me and let me read it again from earlier. That started this frenzy in my brain. I could not think of anything else today but this.
Thank you, Kenny.
And that is not like me to be fixated in my brain of something all day, but I have been fixated on this, and let me find it. The part with the positionings. Where the heck was that? So then we start digging, of course. And then when I saw that one thing about the what was it called? Not role play, the ring. And I'm close. Hang on, guys.
Man, the cannibal trafficking ring was, I thought, just the most bizarre thing. Now we have dolls.
But that's not it. We have more on Cassidy, but that's not even gonna
No,
for tonight. But I'm looking for that page. And I'm almost there, guys. Give me a second because I was not planning on pulling this up tonight, but I think I'm 3 clicks away. Okay, I found it. Okay. So they're talking about Brat's Boy. Let's see how Brat's Boy, his Facebook accounts, which he has plenty. But he says he has fabricated himself an entire family and made numerous fake accounts where he interacts with himself. Some of these date back 10 years. One account even follows Cleo's mom on Facebook. He has stolen photos of other people to make these. Some of these accounts have random photos of young children throughout it. He is also obsessed with Bratz dolls, and people have found a lot of other accounts on Instagram that are linked to his that take photos of these dolls in really disgusting positions and situations. He could be involved in a ring. This dude is twisted to say the least. He's more than twisted. So, of course, we get nosy because we want to know what the rings are and what they're doing.
Kenny said he wonders if the grandma was into dolls. I don't know, but I'm kind of worried about grandma right now.
Well, this man has been involved with dolls now. I mean, they can go back now 10 years. Is it just me, or is that like just serious creep?
It's gross. Yesterday I had a different impression. I was hoping that this was just more minimal than what it's starting to look like it is.
Okay.
He's 36.
So this is a picture of all of his Facebook aliases. See if I can get that picture bigger. I'm gonna share my whole screen, guys, so that I don't have to keep stopping real quick. But then I can't see chat, so.
Angel, no, I think that one picture had a filter on it
Oh,
because he
oh,
did
did
look like a baby face kind of, and I think it was the baby filter. If I'm being honest, I think he had a baby filter on.
yeah, it to me it looks like I'll show you guys that picture in a second, but to me it looked like he had one of those filters that actually gives you like the bigger eyeballs, you know how like like those doe eyes. Hey Tony, like those doe eyes were in for a while, you know, and they would wear like those contacts that would make their eyes look like baby doll eyes. You know what I'm talking about? A couple years back, could have been 5 years, but they had those contacts that made you have like baby doll eyes. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think I do. He really liked DeLuca and B.
Yeah, didn't he what?
So these are this guy's. I don't even know if it's all of them, but these are this guy's Facebook names and maybe Instagram too. And it's amazing that the percentage he portrays to be a female. I'm looking for the baby doll picture where he looks like he's got the baby doll.
Scroll down, you just passed it.
This one?
He was
No.
wearing the blue shirt. It's towards the
Here
right.
it is. I see
Yeah.
it. Yeah, it's definitely a filter. He looks like a baby doll.
But whenever you see the pictures of him in his car, he looks totally different. Like there, his jaw, it's kind of smooth on his chin. But when you see the unfiltered pictures, he has, I don't know, a cleft chin, if that's what you call it. I've always heard it as a butt chin. The little dimple on the bottom, you know? Not even in
Well,
that one there, but in the car, you can see it.
well, there he is. Oh yeah, I'm gonna show you the car picture with the curls in a second. Let's just go through these pictures before we jump into the other doll thing and the beautiful video that Kaz sent us that just makes me remember keep thinking about that movie with the lady calling about the bunny. Like I just
Oh, that's bizarre in itself.
and then we've got where is Mr. Curly? Oh, here he is. This one. Oh my gosh. For you that missed this earlier, and look at go ahead, read this one right here. Go ahead and read this to them. I can't see chat, guys.
I love taking my dolls for drives around and doing their hair and taking selfies in public.
My gosh. You cannot make that up. He likes to take his dolls for rides. Let's see what else we've got on him. Now, for those that did not see, oh, this one. Oh, this one is the one that completely freaked me out. This one right here is just classic.
Ugh.
With his almost life-size Bratz doll. Let's see what else. And then, of course, we've got all of the profiles that he faked to be. We've got that one. We've got this one where he's actually answering himself. No, that's not the one. This one. This is the one. Go ahead, girl. I got
Brat's
a mic now. I can't.
Brat's life. Man, scroll down just a little.
Look at the brat girl blow drying her hair. You cannot make this up.
And then you have Natalia DeLuca saying "Daddy" with the little heart eyes, and I think it was that profile that was following Ellie, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. There no, that's not that's Anna DeLuca. Is that the one saying daddy?
No, it was Natalia.
Oh gosh, there's so many of them.
It's hard to keep up. I don't even know how he kept up.
We got this one. Daddy's my world because I'm a daddy's girl. We've got this one. Is that the one, Katie Ann?
Nope, this is
Look
just
at
one of the other mini. A
what
mother and a baby.
Kitty, stop talking. With a lady and her baby, if that's not just spooky in its own. Got this one. Here she is.
Yeah, and the part that gets me, he just changed this a few days ago to Elle and Terrence. And then knowing that he was following Ellie while the baby was missing, he had Cleo and he's changing it to that. That's just too much. That's the one that was following Ellie.
Can't make it up. This is the one who was following Cleo's mother. And like she said, she changes it to Ellie Love and Ellie Hart and Terrence Hart. And then we've got this one. Oh, we already saw her. And I think that's it for the pictures. And of course, we have this wonderful picture of the Creepers doll collection, and obviously the little bed where Cleo was sleeping. I mean, this is a 36-year-old man. We couldn't understand it, but now we do. What else should we show them? Anything else important there? Another picture of the dolls. He got some big dolls in there, full-size dolls, Creeper.
I mean, this is like a child's dream, honestly. Though that is an awesome doll collection, but the fact that, like you say, it's a 36-year-old man, and don't get me wrong, people can collect whatever they want, but wow.
Anita, yes, he was.
Yes, Nita. Yes, Iconic just said that not only was the DeLuca one that we showed you, the Natalie, I can't keep up with the DeLucas, but she,
Natalia DeLuca.
Natalia, was following Ellie, Cleo's mom, but then after he had Cleo, he changed the. You explain it. I just.
Yeah, he changed the little description under his name to Elle and Terrence with hearts, like they were in a relationship, all while following Ellie, who was pleading for her daughter on social media. He was watching.
You know what? I never thought about that. This is the one right here that she's talking about. Nita. Natalia. So she says, my parents, Ellie with a heart, and Terrence, even though Terrence is not Jake, but whatever. But she
Hold on, I
changed.
just noticed something too. If you look at it, it says my parents, and then it has two little people and one baby, and it almost makes me think Ellie, Jake, and Ela
Mm,
because he has Cleo. But that
yeah.
might just be me just going off into
So,
nothing.
yes, Nita, as he was following Cleo's mom and he had Cleo in his little doll room, he changed that little saying right there to those words Ellie Hart and Terrence Hart. He is a nut job. I don't even know what the word for him is. I'm reaching out to Michael King from
And that's on
Profiling
the
Eva.
side of the part that we showed y'all earlier where he was telling people through his fake profiles that they needed to be keeping an eye on their children because of internet predators. He is the internet predator.
This one. Now maybe Kaz can understand this. I've never heard of can you see that, Kaz?
It's a bit blurry. I'll have a look on my phone. Hang on.
Scroll in if you can.
I don't think I let me see if I can change the side. Let me just open up the
Yeah,
picture.
I can read it. It says half Italian,
Wait one
half.
second.
Sorry.
I closed it. Let me open it up bigger for you, Kaz. I just put those
So
on my notes so that I wouldn't forget to talk about them.
yeah, this old girl's going blinder and blinder. It says half it.
Blinded by the dolls.
Stop it. Half Italian, half brown slash islander. He follows Cronulla. That's a football team. It's also a suburb in Sydney. In a relationship. Now, brown islander, he's just referring to it as an Aboriginal. They call them. There's two types of Aboriginals. There's the Australian Aboriginal and the Torres Strait Islander.
See, and now I thought Cronulla was maybe like
Cronulla.
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 I thought maybe that was like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a religion or something like that.
No,
I
no,
didn't
no.
know it was football.
No. It's a football team and it's well known for its beaches.
I'll tell you what the scary part is who was the 151 people following this man.
How many of those are himself though?
Did we find him on Twitter?
I didn't look on Twitter.
Hang on one second. These little doggies. They're acting up tonight. And then of course, we got the pictures of the backyard. Even though it's pixelated. And he had all the windows blacked out. There's another picture. Yeah, I am convinced that that is definitely maybe not the same bed. Not sure when these pictures were taken, but that is definitely that looks like the little bed that's in that doll room.
Yeah, the frame looks the same.
Mhm. That bed looks like it is that little bed right at the bottom with that black frame. With her little what are those brat sheets too?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you can't make it up. I wonder if he actually slept in that room before Cleo was there.
Well, in that picture of him, he's
Oh,
laying down on pink sheets. And so I was trying to kind of figure that out myself.
that right there is a creepy. Okay, so are you guys ready to get into the dark web of things?
Only never.
The dark web of things. I actually
Do
like
do
the
do do
sound of
do
that.
do do do.
As you guys can hear, my Mexican is having a fit because she does not want to use her little legs to walk the 6 feet to where I am. So I am going to have to go get her. So I'm going to be gone for like 2 or 3 minutes. Maybe she wants to use the little girl's room. But Iconic, do you want to start on what we kind of found? And we don't have to show the pages if you want to just pull up and kind of read them.
I can't actually control it from my phone.
Do you want to send it? I'll pull it up.
Yeah,
Okay. So hang on, guys.
I
Let
think I
me
sent it to you on
hang on
Discord.
1 second. Let me go get my child.
So we have been looking into doll fetishism, and we've actually got a couple to show you in a few minutes for like an example's sake. But I think she's also going to pull up the description. I don't want to get off the page
Okay.
because I'm afraid I'm going to lose y'all.
Well, no. First, what I need to do, unfortunately, is open up my VPN so I can jump into the dark web. Hey, Sherry. Hi, Bernadette. Where do I feel like going tonight? I think I'm going to go to Denmark.
That's a new one.
Connecting.
Kenny, they said police said the answer to your question is no.
Nope, doesn't want to connect to Denmark.
Physically, she was unharmed. They're gonna take, they said, as long as it takes to do anything as far as questioning her, really. But her body, she's fine.
Okay, are you going to drop what you want me to show for you in Discord?
I thought I did. Let me check.
Oh, is that it? Okay, I see it. No, I'm going to set this up first so that I can go get my little yappy dog. Maybe she wants to talk to you guys. I don't know.
You should put her on camera. She's adorable.
Well, I'm going to set up my little area. Tomorrow I'm not doing a live. Tomorrow I have some things I need to take care of and I work. All right, here we go, guys. Cross your fingers. We're going into the dark web. I'm scared. Oh, I'm in the Ukraine.
Gamer, of course we've heard of Casey Anthony.
Okay, so the link that you gave me opens up like a whole bunch of links.
Oh, geez. Hold on. Let me check it.
But while we're waiting, let me go ahead and show them that Brat's Facebook group. Can't make it up. They even mentioned the creeper in the Facebook group. Oh, she left us. The dark web got her, guys.
Oh no, Iconic, come back.
So check this out. This is the Bratz Collectors Facebook page. So the weird thing is that a lot of people are selling their Cleo doll. Probably because of what's going on, and they figure They could make a little bit of money. I saw one on eBay for like $30. Here's one. My all-time favorite, the Chloe doll. What's your opinion? 4 hours ago. This is a guy named Brad. I don't even want to know who Brad is. And then Brad's 2018 collection. Then we got some naked baby dolls. And then we've got this one. Danny Kalmus Negrek. Can anyone on here provide screenshots of this private account? And that is the Creeper. And they talk about, you just shared a post on your Facebook about this. Has you or anyone had any interactions with this guy? Account name was Bratz de Luca, had many other fake young girl accounts with the same last name. De Luca, thank you ahead. LOL, but I don't know if I want to see his Instagram pics. Yeah, now we're going to have to find them. So where am I? Where do you want me to go?
So I clicked
That's
on the
the
link. I
same
don't
one.
know. Yeah, I don't know why it's not opening right for you. It goes to like a pink page for me when I click on it.
What is the name of the title to that pink page?
The first thing I see is arms flow, and then what is doll fetishism?
Okay, it just turned pink for me. Oh God, guys. Okay, you're gonna have to hold down the fort. I honestly need like 3 minutes, guys. My little girl is actually having a conniption fit, but I am gonna share the screen. We're gonna have to get iconic on her computer so that she can share her screen. Oh God, I'm scared, guys.
Can you still hear me?
I hear you.
Okay, I'm going to read it from my article just so that way if you're gone, I can scroll.
Okay, so
But they
you
can
can
see
talk
that.
about it for a minute, but give me a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and listen to it on my phone. But guys, brace yourself. I don't know what we're reading. I haven't read this yet, but obviously it's going to be something probably very disturbing. Kaz, I love you. Prepare yourself. I do not know what this is.
I don't either.
Okay.
Letting you guys know, I do not know what this article is about. I have not read it.
What is doll fetishism? There is no doubt that we live in a more diverse world from what it was a couple of decades ago. For better or worse, we all enjoy all sorts of things that were most likely unthinkable back in the day. However, with the rise of digital age and fast, reliable internet, obscure sexual content is just a click away. And since 2021 is here, we'd like to talk.
What happened?
We lost sound.
What happened?
You can't hear me?
I can hear you now.
Oh man, where did it cut off?
Um, I don't know because I was actually trying to get Little Monk out, and I had my phone, and I was listening to you, and
Okay, give me
um,
1 second. I'm going to read it from my other device. Give me 1 sec.
okay. Oh gosh. All right. Okay, I'm taking her out. Be right back.
If somebody could tell me where that left off, that would be super helpful.
It was pretty much from the beginning,
Oh,
sweetie,
dang
that we
it.
didn't hear you.
Okay, give me just a sec. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let me start over. All right. Our article aims to inform you about doll fetishism, what it's all about, and how it functions in the real life. We'll also mention similar kinks and how not to confuse them. Of course, we'll make room for BDSM, porn, as well as other sexual content. So let's delve into the amazing yet weird world of Barbie dolls, sex toys, and latex. Like we've said, the world is full of all sorts of perversions. Almost everyone has something of sexual pleasure that turns them on in their own unique way. And that's great and all, but we're not here to talk about mundane sex things like uniforms or anal sex. We're here to go that extra mile. Namely, doll fetishism is a form of sexual kink where a person intimately enjoys actual dolls or similar objects like figurines. This fetish works in a couple of different ways, with some people enjoying actual intercourse with a doll. Yep, that's right. Some people have sex with lifeless figures. On the other hand, you have folks who find fantasies about encountering a live doll arousing. You know, pleasuring yourself to thoughts of having a relationship with a doll, animate or inanimate. Doll fetishism can also mean you enjoy the encounter between two different dolls. It means people that find pleasure in witnessing two Barbies of some kind in some kind of contact, sexual or not. And lastly, a person can be sexually aroused by being transformed or transforming others into actual dolls. This involves people who get off at pretending they're a motionless doll, all dressed up and holding certain positions. This kind of fetish is actually a form of agamelotophilia, a paraphilia that involves sexual attraction to mannequins, statues, or other lifelike objects. Some also call it object sexuality, but you already get the point. BDSM and sex dolls. Sex dolls are adult toys that resemble humans with their shape and their size. However, some dolls are just representations of different parts of the human body. They usually have male or female genitals, anus, and a mouth for the sexual satisfaction of the user. Depending on the type, these dolls can even vibrate and have removable parts. These sexy mannequins aren't a new creation by any means. They're from the 16th century when European sailors would use them during long trips. The first dolls were simple objects made from parts of old clothes. There was no necessary attention to detail. In Japan, they call them Dutch wives, since the Dutch would sell them between the 17th and 19th centuries. It's easy to mix cell dolls and robots, or sex dolls and robots. The thing is, robots can actually perform certain tasks and actions, while dolls are motionless. Nevertheless, dolls and BDSM have a somewhat connection because of the dominant and submissive nature of the one that controls the doll and the figurine itself. But we'll get into BDSM stuff later on when we begin to talk about dollification and some other things. Other ways to satisfy your doll fetishism. Just like with any other fetish, some people just won't admit their sexual preference to something like dolls. It's either that they don't want to or that they feel shame because of social stigmas surrounding certain unorthodox sexual behaviors. Nevertheless, there are ways to satisfy a doll fetishism without having and grooming an actual doll. One of these prominent ways is certainly porn. The Barbie doll fetish genre of porn is as big and rich as most others. Content involving actors and actresses that look like latex dolls is a on-tube-like sites and generates large numbers of views. Although it's not the same as having a doll of your own, it can provide enough material for fantasy and overall enjoyment. But porn isn't the only thing that can compensate your Barbie fetish. Seeing how Japan is quite open to kinks like these, it's no wonder you can get inflatable sex pillows over there. The Dakimakura soft objects have prints of all sorts of characters like anime heroes, public figures, and even your favorite porn stars. Sure, it's not the same, but it's worth a shot for everyone who doesn't want the actual mannequins in their homes. But for those who'd like to go that one step beyond, robots can be quite fun. You see, technology is also advanced nowadays. It's almost like having a real doll around. However, it's more expensive, but the end product is fascinating. Some of these realistic robots also resemble well-known porn stars and celebrities. It's worth a shot, you know. Whew, man, you guys.
Hang on a minute. I
All
can't.
right, hang on a second.
Thank you.
Hang on a second.
I'm in
That
agreement.
I'm actually on Twitter looking. That actually explains what people were seeing him do with his dolls on Twitter. And that was before we even found this article. We were talking about that word earlier with his doll fetish. This man is absolutely, oh my gosh. I don't know, Kenny. I don't think it's blow up dolls. Let me show you guys.
Yeah, gosh.
I think it's more like, I think his style is more like, hang on one second. It's more like this, or actually, this one. It's creepy to even put the fact out there, but. And these dolls, I don't even know if you guys can handle about what these dolls are, but I was blown away.
So that is supposed to be a representation of a minor, basically, in doll form. And these are things that people have.
Yes, right
But
there,
this is a
Holly.
fetish doll. This is a doll made with that intent.
Right there. Right there is a real little baby doll that, what was the word that you said they were? I thought it started with an A. Asymmetric?
um, animism. I can't remember.
Anyways, we're not going to give you guys the definition to that, but that means that this
Animate.
doll is like a, it's a real, it's like a freaking reborn child. So, what do you think, Kaz? You think this man has this, whatever that word is again?
Oh, definitely. And I'm not going to try to pronounce that.
That
But
word
he's
was
definitely
called
got a philia.
agnomolephibians. Hey, Pinch.
I'll be right back. I've got to let my dog out now. Hang on.
Okay, hon.
I feel dirty just reading that. Oh my God.
You read it so. Oh, okay. So let me just go back real quick to the rest of these pictures. I just can't on the dark web, and then I'm gonna get out of there because look at this picture.
Oh no. Ooh, Pinch, I'm in Texas too.
Look at you guys doxing yourself.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
big state.
So look at this. We got a naked baby doll laying in the bed with a little sheet over her.
That's too much for me.
What was that guy's Twitter name? I'm looking on Twitter right now.
Bratz with a Z, DeLuca.
At Bratz DeLuca. No results found for at Bratz DeLuca.
You're looking on what again? Instagram or Twitter?
Oh, I'm looking on Twitter. Duh, hang on. Let's go to Instagram. So the only thing I know how to use is YouTube. I'm learning Facebook though. Speaking of Facebook, I need to get that meeting set up in um, Facebook for discuss about the laws and that we want to talk about and how we're going to go about doing that. I found them. Oh my God, I found a couple of them. Oh, I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm going to throw up. Let me finish looking at these pictures real quick on this
Yeah,
site.
once you start typing in
One
variations of the name,
one
they just
thing
start
at a
coming.
time. What is that? What guys, listen, I'm going to apologize now. I have never seen anything like this. If you guys are feeling bad and you want to leave, I understand. But this is stuff that in my 20 years of living on this earth, I don't think I have ever heard of anything like this. Let me ask you guys inside chat a question real quick. I was talking to Kaz earlier. I don't know how old you guys are, and I don't want to really know your age because I'm only 22. But do
I'm
you
19.
remember a movie that was like back in the late 70s, early 80s, and it was a woman, single mom with a little boy, and she went to work one day, and this guy would come over and babysit him, and he was missing, and they found like a pair of underwear under the sink that were bloody, and it was the little boy's blood. And then they had this woman calling the police station like every week talking about she saw the Easter bunny. And then she would call back the next day and say, "Oh, I see that little boy that's missing. He comes out when the mom's watching soap operas." Do you guys know what movie I'm talking about? And really, the little boy was there, where the lady was claiming, hello, 59, that she was seeing the Easter bunny. Anyways, what is that? Is this a real person or a doll? I don't want
Oh,
to know.
that's a real person. She's got
Okay.
something in her mouth.
Okay, it's over. You cannot make this up. Yeah. All right.
I'm going to
Let's
have
get
to take my eyes and my ears to church to get them placed after all this.
I just had to say all of that on the internet.
all right. I found some pages. I'm gonna go full screen so I can't see. So I see a Brad Steluca, Pound Brad Steluca, and a Duluca Brats. 3 posts, 1 follower. Are those the 3 posts?
Yes, they are.
And we have seen those pictures. All right, let's search Brad Steluca again.
Type it opposite too.
Oh, they're gonna look at. They're all right here. He's got 3 of them. And then, not to mention this crazy. Let me just go ahead and get off of this thing. Why are they naked? Like, put some damn clothes on your baby dolls. Pampered Pets Chloe. Yeah, that's just too weird for me. All right, what is this? What does this say? Huh. Oh, he has stolen photos. Okay, that's everything that we read earlier. And then we've got this one. And that was obviously the one that we saw earlier with the dark background with the half Italian, half Brownie Islander with his football team in a relationship, yeah, with a Bratz doll. All right. We got one more special thing for you guys. And is that about it, guys, with Cleo tonight? Besides the final video that we're going to watch.
Can we take
Um,
any more?
did that tie
Oh,
in with the neighbor?
wait, what'd you say, Iconic?
Did that tie in with the neighbor you were talking about with the movie? The
Yeah,
video? Okay.
Yes,
yeah.
it's not the neighbor though. It's one sec. Let me just go check on my favorite website, news station, and see if anything happened like in the last couple minutes. Like last night when we saw that dash cam footage, that was great. I'll tell you the one site, Kaz, that really does not like me is the Spotlight. I can watch Flashpoint. I can watch um, the regular news if I connect to the Australia VPN. But for some reason, Spotlight, not having it.
I've just wondered if, because even though you're going onto an Australian VPN, I'm just wondering if it's tracking you.
Oh, guys, we got something. Oh, he has been. Oh, look at him. Look at him. He has been flown. I have to connect to my VPN, guys. Hang on one second. Oh, shoot. He had Cleo's abductor has been flown to a security prison in Perth, and they really show him. One sec.
A security prison?
I hope I'm going to be able to play this because I'm still trying to connect to Denmark, so I'm not sure if this is going to connect. Let's see if it does.
I'm on my laptop and I can share my screen if you want to.
Oh, yes, you can. Hang on. Let me try. Yep, dramatic. It's circling. Come on.
It might let her since she's actually there.
Exactly. And my VPN is spinning, so it's not going to know where I'm at. All right, Kaz, go ahead. Let me take my screen out of here. Go ahead and show your screen whenever you're ready. And click the little volume too on that bottom left corner.
Yeah, will do. Just give me a sec.
I'll take your time. He's a chunky little monkey. Like I don't know, they're really showing him too. Yeah, he's been flown to a security prison in Perth. I had a feeling an update was going to come up tonight while we were live. I even said it's a
You did.
iconic. Yeah, maybe we'll get a new update. I never want to see a baby doll again. If my kids ever have kids and I'm a grandma and they ever ask me for a doll, I am going to buy them like a cactus.
You can put googly eyes on it.
No, I don't ever want to see it. Every time I look at a doll from now on, I think I am going to think of. I used to think, I was thinking back when I was in fourth grade, I had Barbie and Ken, and I used to make little furniture sets for them, but my gosh, I didn't, I it's so bizarre to me.
What's wrong, gamer?
Ah, you just can't make it up.
Nita said they probably had to put him in solitary since he's threatening people and self-harming.
Exactly. For some reason, I'm still trying to connect to Denmark.
Hey, elderly cats.
Hey, elderly cats.
Can you see the screen, Ma?
I
Not yet.
can.
Oh, sweet.
There's no actual video. It's just a photograph of him coming on the aircraft. Can
Oh,
you hear me?
okay. Oh, I
And
hear
then,
you.
and there he's being led,
Wait, what's
being
wrong with
transferred.
his? Oh, that's never mind. I was like, why does one leg look so skinny and one leg looks bigger, but it's the police officer's leg behind his left leg?
Plus, his pants are caught up between his thighs.
Do
And
you
you
want to
forgot that.
do you want to read us the article, Kaz?
Sure, sure. Okay. On Friday, he was photographed being escorted by police onto a plane in Carnarvon with cuffs around his hands and feet. Kelly, who is alleged to have acted alone and is yet to enter a plea to his charges, has no connection to Cleo's family. He was not on a list of known SOs in Carnarvon, a small coastal town almost 1,000 kilometres north of Perth, which does not have its own prison. Police Commissioner Chris Dawson said Kelly will be subject to extra security measures for obvious reasons, having twice been hospitalised after self-harming in custody. Now, that self-harming is not actually true. He actually got beat up. Um, then it just goes in again about Cleo and how they forced entry into the house. Kelly was arrested on a nearby street around the same time as they entered the home. And again, that's just going into what we've already heard about Chloe and the same photographs. So apart from those two photographs, Mar, there is nothing new.
So they're taking him to a secured location in Perth.
Yeah, to the prison that's actually in Perth itself.
All right, they probably want to do some like medical treatment and kind of get into his mind. I would really think to find out how that man ticks.
Well, they'd have to do some form of psych assessment with him, as they claim, self-harmed.
Hmm. Yeah, to put him like maybe in a padded room type deal. Yeah, my elderly cats, you need to watch this on the replay because it's creepy. All right, guys, it's getting late, so I am going to end it with the video that Kaz sent over.
And just
That
before you do that, Ma, I can actually show you your Melissa Caddick video on here, doing the same thing for you if you want to.
Yeah, you know what? Let's do that, but we can't do that tonight. We got to
Oh,
set up
no,
a
no,
yeah.
no,
Oh,
of
that
course.
would be great. Even if we did it in Discord, we could set it up in that room and you could share your screen.
She's been dying to see it.
I bet she has.
Oh, I sure have. Yeah, my elderly cats. This has turned into a fetish that might have a fetish ring going on with dolls, but here we go. We saved the best for last.
There are some swearing in this, ladies and gentlemen. Just be warned.
Yes, there is some swearing. So, guys, I am going to say goodnight now before I put the video on. And stay vigilant and keep your babies safe. Iconic and Kaz, thank you. I love you guys up here. Everyone have a good day. Good night. And here we go.
Thanks,
Join
Mark. Thanks, Iconic.
join Discord, guys. Come in and chat and come hang out with us. It's a lot of fun. No BS, no nothing. Just crime talk and fun talk. Okay, where? Hang on, guys. I can't believe I just closed that window too. Wake up, girl.
I'm going to leave the studio and watch this on my phone.
Okay. Okay. And here we go. Why is it not? All right. Let me mic down. Let me get rid of the comment. Okay. Here we go. This is the neighbor of the man that took Cleo. Am I correct, Kaz? Pretty sure it's the neighbor. Here we go.
Oh my all morning all. You know, I'm getting ready for dialysis. I got to rush up here to Spearwood today. But yeah, just ringing because whatchamacallit, just on the phone to family. And, you know, we're so grateful that this young girl has been found. But there's more to the story, you know. Like, yeah, look, you got Mark McGowan talking now. Talking his bullshit he's doing. Guess what? This little girl could have been found 3 days ago. She could have been found 3 days ago or a bit longer than that. She could have been found last week if they had listened to the black fellas. If they had listened to the black fellas in the Bronx, because that young fellow who spoke before on news, who gave that interview, he told police 3 days ago when he peeped over the fence, 3 days ago, the person they found who had her in the house was Clarence Kelly Bruffo. He's also a Dalgetty. You know, and Dalgetty's my mob off my Evans line. But, yeah, black fellas. A black fella at him. But it just shows the racism in this state, in this town. Like, Mark McGowan, why aren't you telling the truth? That young Aboriginal man who Channel 9 had interviewed just earlier, they told police 3 days ago. 3 days ago. But look at all the money, look at all the resources. Now, that young fella, that man there, that 36-year-old, his name was Clarence Kelly Bruffo. Now, I've been calling out the pedophilia bullshit and the sexual abuse that's been going on in our fucking state amongst my own people for the last 6 months. Simone McGurk, you're going to question Clarence Kelly Bruffo? You know, you need to question this black man through and through. And look, and then family reckon, yeah, he was probably having the mother, maybe. Don't know. There's more to this story. That police and Mark McGowan aren't telling. So when are you going to speak up properly, Mark McGowan? Because, yeah, you got a black man there arrested. You wouldn't listen to the other young black fellow who reported him, you know. But now all the family there at the police station, all the Yamaji mob now. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. Yeah, Jan, we're so grateful. I'm happy this little girl found alive. But there's more to this story. 3 days ago, that young black fella speaking on news earlier, he told police what he seen and what he noticed difference. But because it's in the Bronx in Carnarvon, it just shows how racism is live and well in this state, how racism within the police force. Now, this fella gonna talk. He gonna talk. Now, he's a known pedophile as well. Clarence Kelly Bruffo. He's a known pedophile. So what are you going to do about it? Monarch? What the Monarch going to do about it? Clarence. Yeah, Cleo found alive because the young black fella who noticed things differently, and yet that fella here, Clarence Kelly Bruffo, he actually wrote on his Facebook page, you mob. He actually wrote a little hint on his Facebook page how close police were to him. Did the mother owe him drugs? Something's wrong here. Please tell us the whole story. Tell us the whole story, what you're not telling. And don't act. Are you going to give that young black man the $1 million reward? Are you going to give that young black fella there the $1 million reward? And he found that little white girl. He found her. Now, you want to give that black fella that reward, because there's more to this story. Yeah, like I said, more to this story, you mob. Yeah, I just had a phone call from family, my mob up there in Carnarvon. Sorry that saying the mother's part of killing her child because the child's found alive. But the mother, there's something not right. What was Clarence Kelly Ryder? He did know the mother. There's drugs involved. But how big is this? Now, I've been calling out the pedophilia ring for the last 6 months, and no one's done nothing, apart from an email from Simone McGurk and a phone call from Ken Wyatt. I've reached out and called out to everyone, including Anna McGlade, their big human rights lawyer. No one wants to do nothing about it. Sexual abuse is rife in Western Australia. They won't even invite me to the table to speak about it or nothing, Now, Clarence Kelly Ryder, he got to be related to Ronald Simpson mob, and Sandy Davies got to know him. So why hasn't he done nothing? The old Graham's there, Geraldton Regional Aboriginal Medical Service. Look at the systemic bullshit in our state. Now, what are you going to do about it, Simone McGurk? Don't get your Richard Wallies and fucking put them on a pedestal and shit. Get the people who worked in communities so you can speak well the bullshit that's happening in our community. He's went out to Mount Magnet a few months ago. He won't talk about the spite of the suicides we've had in Mount Magnet in the last 3 years. I lost a little cousin. That's why I've been speaking out. And we talk about the pedophilia ring that Aboriginal people are involved in. There's a men's club, a men's circle, black men's club, black men's circle involved as well, But yeah, Clarence Kelly Bruffo, you're a sick cunt. Sorry for swearing, but you're a sick cunt. But then again, it just shows the systemic racism and bullshit that goes on in Western Australia, especially the West Australia Police Department. We got a young black kid missing up north and somewheres might have crossed the NT border. Nothing, no resources ever put into finding that young black fella. Nothing. He's still missing. And then the minute this little white kid go missing, yep, we got international news. And everyone was thinking all sorts, even me. Like I said, I'll apologise for thinking the mother killed her daughter. But I know there's more to the story, and I know she's involved somewhere. Someone's involved. Because, like I shared that post about the psych. That psych's not 100% right, but she's right about a few little things there. Money was owing, and other things. Something wasn't right. But there's more to the story. Why don't police get right to the bottom of it? Open up that can of worms. Yep, they're back on now. But you think, when are they going to tell the truth what happened? You never found her, Monarch. A young black fella told you 3 days ago. 3 days ago, a young black fella up there told you 3 days ago, and you ignored him. You ignored him because it was in Carnarvon. Because Clarence Kelly Bruffo was arrested. That's where that poor little girl was. But what did the mum or that stepdad owe to Clarence Kelly Bruffo? Because drugs are involved. you know, please, you know, you better give that young man that $1 million. Gee, to Murich. We got one rich young black fella now, a millionaire in Western Australia. He reported it 3 days ago. So I wonder if the West Australian Police Department going to pay up full price.
Wow. Wait a second. Before we go, guys, hang on. Don't go yet. Don't go yet. Let me find. Was that the video, Kaz, of the neighbor coming out and talking to the reporter that day about him buying nappies and things like that? Is that who she's speaking of?
She said yes.
One second. Yeah, we watched that video. That was one of the videos that I actually had, and we were playing it through my video editor, where he was talking about how weird he was acting, and he was, yeah, exactly. And you know what? If that's true, and I would like to find his Facebook. We definitely have more digging to do on this Cleo story because now I'm interested in getting a hold of that lady and finding out. Yeah, whoa, another rabbit hole to go with the Missouri Lebanon rabbit hole. All right, so I dropped her Facebook link. No. She's not the neighbor, Kenny. The neighbor was the man on the interview. Unfortunately, my VPN is still trying to connect to Denmark, so I can't connect to Australia. But I will show you his picture because I do know exactly where he is. That cam footage last night of him being arrested was great. That is a video though with a suspect charge, but I would have to reboot my computer, and that's not going to happen. Where is that neighbor? I wish they had a search bar on here to where we could search articles. Let me see. Anyways, I do not know. I'm not going to open up Filmora, but he was the neighbor that was outside, and that dark haired reporter, let me mute this, was speaking to him.
He's the one who
Hang
was
on one
talking about
second.
him doing laps.
Hang on one second. I might be able to. That guy had some big kahunas. I still want to know. Here he is. I still want to know if I'm going to share this one part and then I'm going to wrap it up. I think I'm probably going to end up taking and putting this video on private because I have really violated some serious rules tonight.
I've said words I never wanted to say on YouTube before.
No, not that part, but I'm getting ready to play Ickmel's YouTube video. So, do you think you can drop Ickmel's link for me, please?
Yes, one sec.
Thank you. Or if anyone has Ickmel's thing and you guys are a mod. Yeah, I'm gonna play it right now. I found it. I hope this is an upload and not.
Cleo Smith, the 4-year-old Australian girl that went missing from her family's tent, is found safe, alive.
It's my privilege to announce that in the
He
early
is
hours
so
of this
cute.
morning, the Western Australian Police Force rescued Cleo Smith. Cleo is alive and well. A police team broke their way into a locked house in Carnarvon at about 1 a.m. They found little Cleo in one of those rooms. One of the officers picked her up into his arms and asked her what's
Out there that had something to say with regards to Chloe.
Your neighbours here. Do you know actually what's just been unfolding outside your house this morning?
Okay, this is the man that the lady is saying should get the 1 million. That if it was not for him, Cleo would not have been found. I think I'm correct. Kaz will tell me if I'm not.
No, we was down the road there. Just at my auntie's house. Yeah, could see him up and down in his car driving around. Yeah, but every time we seen him at his house, he'll jump in his car and he'll drive. But then he'll come around and he'll make sure I look at his house. But then we'll just keep driving. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll just interrupt you there, mate. So are you aware that this is the home where Cleo Smith was found this morning at 1 o'clock?
Yeah, I was just down the road.
And describe for us what happened.
What happened was there was a detective's car there. There was about 2, and we was down the road, and then 2 jumped out, and then they walked in there about 10 or 11, something like that. But they ended up finding her inside there. Yeah.
And how frantic were they, sort of going into the house when they executed that search warrant?
No, we wasn't too sure. Yeah, we stayed our distance. Yeah, we stood back and we waited. But then after that, we seen someone on that detective's shoulder. We thought it might be that little girl now, which it was. Yeah. So then I went closer to the detective. I saw her in the back of the car. Yeah, with the detective, he was holding her. Yeah.
And when you saw her in the back of the car, what was going through your mind?
I was a bit shocked too at the same time. Yeah, because the person is in our street and we walk around here. Yeah, and what we do.
And we won't reveal the name of the individual that you're neighbours with, but can you give some insight into what they're like?
Neighbours, they quiet and that there, but everyone they know the person who stays at that house there. They wouldn't think about or wouldn't thought about it would be him or something. Yeah. But we got to shock ourselves that it was him. Yeah.
And she's been there, we believe, for up to 3 weeks. Yeah. Did you have any sign that she might have been taken there? That was there anything suspicious that piqued your interest over those 3 weeks?
Yeah. Other day, I think it was Monday, we saw him in the Woolworths there buying that, but we didn't click on who it was, or what he was buying it for, who he was buying it for. Yeah, but until now, but.
And the thing in your mind now, the little things over the past 3 weeks that that spark of inspiration, that might have been something, the reason why Cleo could have been there. Is there anything else that's coming to mind now when you cast? Could have given you a hint as to what was happening just next door.
Yeah, could have. But wasn't too sure about that. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty incredible guy. And in such, the witnesses and the neighbours here are incredulous. They're just digesting the information. It's very raw here on this street in Carnarvon. That's only a station, literally under the nose of the massive operation. The police.
Apparently, that's the neighbor, and he said that he saw this guy going to buy nappies. I'm assuming for.
So actually, the lady did say, though, we're going to have to find his Facebook page and see about the post that he made earlier and see about that. Because that, to me, is strange. That is strange. And it didn't sound like he was like, yeah, I called the police and said, I think I see a little baby over here, but we're going to have to see, because that lady seems to think that he was making posts on his Facebook page, so maybe we can get a hold of her and find him and see where that was. And plus with the car, yes, the car, Nita. In an article from last night where they're kind of not saying too much of how exactly they found Cleo, but they said that the car was a big part of it. Kenny says he was pulled over in a different car. Kenny, we saw that last night when he was arrested. We saw the cop cam last night when he got arrested. It's in live.
I'm curious to know who he was in the car with.
Probably a Bratz doll.
Well, they said two relatives. Were they talking about imaginary or physical?
I don't know, guys. All right, guys, I have got to get my butt to bed. I work in the morning, but thank you for coming in. We will definitely dig some more into this and find out who knows what. Thank you, Iconic.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kaz. And once again, guys, stay vigilant and keep your baby safe, especially for no more dolls.
Yeah,
Elderly
no more.
cats, tell your granddaughter that she has got to get rid of the Bratz dolls. All right, guys, good night.